and welcome back. Thank you so much for being with us again. And I am absolutely just crazy excited about our next guest. He is a wonderful, wonderful person doing beautiful things on the planet. And I'm going to jump right in actually and tell you about this amazing human being. His name is Haskel Jackson, and he is a 7-time Grammy-nominated amazing producer. He is the founder and CEO of Haskel Jackson Entertainment and also of Genesoul Productions, Dream Soul Records, Pi Solutions, Pi Stations, and Genesoul Music Lab. He's developed and taught and ran the Kanye West Foundation Loop Dreams program for inner city youth and underserved youth as well. Please, please give a warm, warm round of applause to Haskel Jackson. Now, Haskel, thank you so much for being on the show with us today. How are you doing over there?
Doing great. You are looking fabulous over there in that red. I
Thank,
must say.
thank you very much, Haskel. Thank you. And I love, you're right there in your studio, right? Right in Hollywood there. And I would love to just know right off the bat, what got you from where you were to where you are now? Tell us a little bit, kind of a snapshot of, what did you think you were going to do when you started, when you were young? Did you think you'd be where you are today? And how did you
Uh,
get there?
because I was born in South Central LA, kind of some rough parts of Los Angeles, and the way my family setup was a little different. I lost my mom when I was 3. She passed away, and my father was never there in my life. So that was one journey.
Mm-hmm.
And then through all of that, I was the first one to go to college in my family. So
Ah,
after college, well, through college at the beginning, I found out I wanted to do music. And so I got with some guys, some of my roommates. We started singing. It came natural. And that's kind of how the journey started for me.
so how did you even, figure out that you wanted to do music? What was the thing that happened in college for you?
Well, they would sing all day long. My
Ah,
boy Jimmy and Kurt, they would just be singing around the dorm, and I just would chime in, and they were like, you know what, you have a pretty nice voice. You need to sing. You need to do this thing. And literally, like, long story short, I jumped in. I didn't look back, and we formed a group called Straight Vocals.
nice.
It's a gospel group. I got my first album deal with Motown, and I was back
Sweet.
in '92, and I
Nice.
signed with Frank Wilson, and we did a compilation album that did really well. It's called Motown Comes Home, and Boyz II Men was on there, Smokey Robinson, Temptations,
Sweet.
all the big heavy hitters.
Right, all the good ones, yeah.
My experience going into the music business was pretty fast.
Right.
Yeah, so I started off as a singer, and from
Ah.
singing, I started writing, and then from writing, I started producing.
What was your
And that's
first song? What was the first, when did the first song come? How was that and what was it called? Do you remember?
the first song I
I know,
think
right?
was
Go back
called
through the.
Jesus. I think it was.
Say again?
Uh, his name is Jesus.
Ah, okay. Sweet.
Yeah, and it ended up on the album, and so from there, I started writing more on my own time
Mm-hmm.
and doing more solo songs, for solo artists as myself.
Right.
It's kind of how it evolved and developed, and I just stayed at it. And from there, I started playing piano.
Nice.
Never took lessons. I never had the money to take lessons. I,
Ah.
but I was all self-taught in a lot of
Mm-hmm.
things. I had to really uh, just buckle down and do what I felt my passion was,
Right.
and I just continued to do it, and I'm still doing it 20 years later.
See, that to me is so huge, and I think such a real example to so many people to not think that just because they didn't get a degree or take all the lessons or all of the things they think they should or have to do, it's just about following your heart, following your passion, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely about that. And I started off as, like you asked before, as a singer.
right.
I started, but then my voice became challenged,
Uh-huh.
and I would lead worship at church, and Sunday after Sunday, my voice would start leaving,
Ah,
and so I didn't know really what that was about.
right.
And realized, God wants me to do some other things.
Okay.
And I stopped singing and I started doing more writing, more production, more business,
Aha.
and more executive type things. And it took me to where I am now. So I'm kind of grateful for my journey of starting off as a singer. That's all I did. And then now I'm developing singers and artists and
Now,
businesses.
Haskell, I think that's an amazing thing that you just said. I mean, really, really key, again, about something happened with your voice, and instead of going, oh man, it's over, forget it, and just taking yourself down, you actually allowed that to be a message or a guiding factor for you to go into a different direction.
That's correct.
What would you attribute that to? What helped you to make that kind of decision instead of just saying, oh, why me, and beating yourself up and kind of taking yourself down from that?
It was nothing but God. I'm a believer. I'm a Christian, and I believe that through God I can do all things. And I put my faith and my trust in
Mm,
Him through everything that I do. Everything that I put my hands on, I can't do it without Him. So from all the successes and all of the things that I've had opportunities to do
mhm.
and to go, it's I attribute it all to God. And there were some things that I had to do it for myself so that He can do what He can do in me,
No,
what He's able to do in me. But
absolutely.
I had to, there were things that I had to decide
Yes.
when that thing was happening.
Yes.
You know what? I am not going to give up. I'm going to trust that my future's bright,
Yes.
and some things and people that I need to touch and kids that I need to be an example to,
Yes.
that if you ever run up against a wall,
Right.
type of
Yes.
challenge, you can get through it. You're
Excellent.
going to be okay. It's
Yes.
not going to be unto death.
Excellent. Beautifully stated. Right on that point, we're going to take just a few moments and we'll be right back with Haskell. Come right back with us.
This episode was sponsored by Soul Purpose Branding. Put your soul into your brand. Get your business on purpose. With Sabine Messner, the wizard of Soul Purpose Branding. soulpurposebranding.com.
Welcome back to the show. Thank you so much again. And we are here with Haskel Jackson, who is really sharing from his heart about some of the difficult times that he's had in his career, starting out as a singer and really coming up on a major challenge that he chose to make some different choices. And Haskel, would you say that that process that you just described of making different decisions, how important would you say that is in your career, in your life, and how important would you say that is for those who are watching?
Um, Being a human being, period, you're going to face challenges.
Right.
If you ever wake up and you're like, I'm going to have a non challenged life, then you can never grow.
Right.
So early on, because I had so many challenges, I had to make up my mind pretty quick about a lot of things.
Hmm.
And I mean, even down to the point of making a decision. And I pride myself in this, not to judge, but to say this was my path.
Right.
But, I've never drank or smoked in my life.
Okay.
You Never done that because I saw the way it was in my family, how
Mm.
it did my family.
Hmm.
And it ravished through my family, the drugs and alcohol and, you know, gang banging. And I mean, a lot of difficult things
Right.
that I saw at a very young age. So I had to make hard decisions pretty young.
Right.
And as it related to my career, it helped me make good decisions when I face challenges.
Aha.
So always, it doesn't matter what you do. You could be a plumber, you could be a doctor, you could be a teacher, you could be whatever it is, whatever that challenge you're facing,
Hmm.
you have to make a decision to survive and to live and to believe in something. For me, mine was to believe in God.
Hmm.
I chose to have and put my faith in Him because I knew that He knew things that I didn't know. And He knew the path that I was going to end up on that I had no idea about.
Yeah.
So I had to really lean on Him for a lot of things. And that's been my peace. It's been my joy.
Excellent. That's so beautiful because you're speaking about your faith, of course. You're speaking about also choices and making decisions, which all of us have to do all during the day, every single day. And what other characteristics would you say are equally important to being successful, to being a fulfilled person?
Well, first off, hard. Don't try to fit in with anybody else's agenda.
Right.
It's like keeping up with the Joneses can get you killed. You
Hello.
know, you have to really prepare your mind. If you want to do something,
Yeah.
jump in.
Haskell, say that again, because I think that's absolutely amazing. Really, really powerful what you've just said.
Okay.
Keeping
Keeping
up.
up with the Joneses, keeping up with the Joneses can get you killed. You know, I say that because there are so many people trying to keep up with the next person,
Right.
and they don't know what their lane is. So they jump into other people's lanes time, opposed to doing what God has given them to do.
Nice.
And you're great because you were created for who you are, and there's nobody like you. You're an individual, you're unique, you're special, you have things about you that no one else can conjure up and create. It's gonna come from you.
Right.
So I pride myself in that I'm an individual. I need a team of people around me to help me do what I do to be successful.
Now that's a key
But they
point.
follow the vision. You know, they follow the vision of what I have.
Right.
But I can't do it by myself.
That's absolutely key. And I think, too, to, just speak that truth for every single person out there. Each of us is an individual, right? Each is unique, and each has their own gift and their own qualities that they're meant to do and to walk in. And then bringing in that team piece, each
Yes.
person doing their own dream, following their own heart and their own gifts is what helps to bring, something powerful together to happen with everyone
right.
coming in doing their own thing.
That's right.
Beautiful.
Right. And sometimes it gets difficult because when you're confused about the next step, that next step for some is a promotion at their job or to stop working at the 9 to 5 and go and do an entrepreneurship.
Right? That's a little scary for a lot of folks.
Whole another level.
Now, were you ever in that position? Are you speaking from experience?
Yeah, I mean, I've had to, go from be the entrepreneur, and then I had to go get a 9 to 5, but it stayed in music.
Uh-huh.
I never stepped outside of music.
Good.
Even
Good for you.
when I ran the Kanye West Foundation, it was in the confines of music and production and artist development. So it worked for me. I didn't jump out and go get a job at McDonald's,
Right.
and I'm not down for that.
Right.
I'm not, I have a problem with people doing what they do, but for me, I needed to stay within my skill set and the places that I knew was going to challenge me to grow.
Nice.
And so the music industry for me, I've been through every facet of it, from an artist, from a singer, from a writer, a producer, a composer, a musician, you name it. I've had to do a number of things, from management to consultations to engineer, learning all this equipment
Right.
that you guys can see.
Right. And that's a lot. That's a lot. If people saw your studio, they would really be amazed at all of the pieces that's in there.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff. And I had to learn it all. I had to open up manuals, read them.
What an idea, right? Read a manual. All right, Haskell, we're going to come back and get a little more into that last piece especially and what advice you have for many of the viewers who are out there. So we'll be right back, and thank you again. Come right on back with us in Haskell.
This episode was sponsored by Soul Purpose Branding. Put your soul into your brand. Get your business on purpose. With Sabine Messner, the wizard of Soul Purpose Branding. SoulPurposeBranding.com.
Welcome back to the show. We are speaking right here with Haskel Jackson. Haskell, you are telling us some wonderful tidbits about what you've done in your life and your career to be where you are. What I'm hearing overall so much is very much a just kind of go-getter, go do it. You know, read the manuals, ask the people, try on the job. You also just spoke something about kind of staying in the industry. I think that's really key, because if we're doing something we have no passion for whatsoever,
Yes, it's gonna end.
right? You're not going to
It,
want to. You're not going to want to do it.
you'll be very unhappy and
Abs-
very unsettled. And the unfortunate thing is everybody else is gonna pay for it.
Right.
So if you're doing something you hate doing,
Right.
everyone else is gonna pay for that. So, be a nice person and do what you love to do. For all those thousands of people, because I see there are thousands of people in the audience out there. I see all of you. For you guys, it's a beautiful thing. Whatever you do, it's needed. Whatever you have a passion for, there's really a need for it. And I don't care what it is. And enjoy it, embrace it. And if you even have the desire to bring your kids up in that, hey, you're leaving a legacy behind. And it's all about leaving a legacy. It's all about doing things that when you take your last breath, you you could, I lived a good life.
Right.
I did what I wanted to do. I trusted that there was someone bigger than I, and I did my best. I was good to people, and I taught and I gave back to kids. And you want to have that as a legacy, each one of us. It's worth it. You have to wish, you have to dream, you have to believe, you have to go, you have to imagine, you have to be a kid again. And to be a kid again, it's hard in these days because you want to be like, I'm a grown,
Right.
I got this.
Right. Right. Right.
Sometimes it's okay to be a child again
Right.
and have fun in what you're doing through the difficult times, because time is fleeting and it's going fast. And so I say, do what you love to do.
There it
And
is. Can't say it any better than that. Thank you so much, Haskell, for being with us today. Really, really
absolutely.
appreciate it.
Thank you, Orgena. Thank you guys.
All right. Thank you again, folks. We will be right back after these messages.
This episode was sponsored by Soul Purpose Branding. Put your soul into your brand. Get your business on purpose. With Sabine Messner, the wizard of Soul Purpose Branding. SoulPurposeBranding.com.
Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for being with us today on our show. I really hope that there was something shared that really helps you shine your biggest and brightest light. Please stop by again, like us on Facebook, tweet us, all of those good things. And most importantly, please always remember, it's all about love.